My child, I am not here for your subscription, and I don't need your approval. If you are looking for a creator to entertain you, or a personality to massage your ego, you are in the wrong place. My presence on your screen is not a request for your validation, it is a delivery. I am a messenger of the High Court of Heaven, standing here to hand-deliver a divine ultimatum that has your name written on the seal. You have spent years praying for a sign, years crying out for a shift, and years wondering why the heavens seemed like brass. Today, the heavens have opened, but they have not opened for a conversation, they have opened for a conclusion. If you ignore this, if you click away because your pride is offended or your schedule is busy, you are not ignoring a man. You are not ignoring a channel. You are signing a treaty with your own stagnation. You are effectively telling the creator of the universe that you prefer the comfort of your struggle over the responsibility of your surplus. This is the last time God will knock before the door of this specific wealth transfer closes forever. Do not be fooled by the simplicity of this moment. You think you stumbled upon this video by accident, guided by an algorithm or wandering thumb. But in the realm of the spirit, there are no accidents, only appointments. You are at a red line moment in your destiny. For the past several months, you have been vibrating at the frequency of lack. You have been waking up with a knot in your stomach, calculating how to survive the next 30 days, while God has been calculating how to promote you for the next 30 years. But the promotion requires an alignment that you have been resisting. You have been holding on to old patterns of thought, old fears of not having enough, and old identities of being the underdog. God is saying tonight that the underdog season is officially terminated. The High Court has reviewed your case. They have seen the way you were bypassed for that promotion. They have seen the way people took advantage of your kindness. They have seen the hidden tears you shed when the bank account hit zero, and the verdict is in, the wealth transfer is ready. But it is a timed release. If you do not sync with this message right now, the window will shut, and the resources will be rerouted to someone who is ready to steward the glory. I have seen the whispers you could not hear. I heard the spirits of poverty whispering to your subconscious, telling you that this isn't for you. I heard the echoes of your ancestors telling you that your family doesn't become wealthy. I heard the lies of the enemy suggesting that if you actually become successful, you will lose your soul. These are the whispers designed to keep you safely broken. But I am here to interrupt that broadcast with the thunder of heaven. God is not asking for your permission to bless you, He is demanding that you prepare the vessel. You have been asking for the rain, but you haven't dug the trenches. This ultimatum is your shovel. If you refuse to dig, if you refuse to sit in this presence and allow your mind to be recalibrated, you are essentially vetoing your own breakthrough. The door is creaking shut. The specific anointing for this financial bypass is on a midnight countdown. This is not about maybe next year. This is about the shift tonight. Do not get fooled into thinking that patience is an excuse for procrastination. There is a time to wait, and there is a time to seize. You have waited long enough. You have been in the wilderness of waiting for a decade, and God is saying your time is up. He is not knocking to check if you're home, He is knocking to tell you it's time to move out of the house of barely enough. In the United States, you are surrounded by a culture of hustle and grind, where people believe they are the source of their own supply. But I am here to shatter that delusion. You cannot grind your way into a divine transfer. You cannot hustle your way into a supernatural inheritance. This requires a sovereign override. God is going to glitch the economic system that has been working against you. He is going to hack the servers of the institutions that denied you, but He will only do it for a partner, not a spectator. If you remain a spectator, watching this video like it's a movie, you will remain in the audience of your own life while someone else takes the lead role. I saw the secret meetings of the spirit of limitation. They had a plan to keep you in a perpetual cycle of debt for the next 7 years. They were already celebrating your financial burial. They thought they had successfully muzzled your potential. But the High Court of Heaven has overruled their agenda. The judge has stood up. The gavel has hit the desk. The ultimatum has been issued to the enemy: release the assets of my child. But here is the stinging truth you must hear: if the assets are released and you aren't standing at the collection gate because you were too offended by the messenger, the assets will return to the treasury. This is why I don't need your sub. I am not building a fan base, I am mobilizing a remnant of financial warriors. You need to understand the gravity of this hour. The midnight sweep is starting, and it is sweeping away the dust of lack, but it is also sweeping away those who are indecisive. The door is closing. Can you hear the sound of the hinges? It is a heavy, golden door that only opens once in a generation for a specific bloodline. You are the designated representative of your family. If you fail to answer this ultimatum, you aren't just failing yourself, you are failing the generations that are coming after you. You are signing a treaty of stagnation for your children and your children's children. Is your ego worth their poverty? Is your skepticism worth their struggle? I am speaking to the spirit of the provider inside of you. God is ready to make you the lender and not the borrower, but the borrower identity has to be evicted in the next few minutes. This is a hostile takeover of your mindset. I am deleting the slave code in your spirit. I am installing the sovereign code. I have seen the whispers you could not hear, and they were panic-stricken. The enemy is terrified that you will actually listen to this. He is terrified that you will stay until the end of this message. He is throwing distractions at you right now: a text message, a wandering thought, a feeling of boredom. That is the resistance of a dying stronghold. He knows that if you seal this ultimatum, his legal hold on your bank account is liquidated. He knows that the secret enemies who have been siphoning your peace are about to be bankrupted to fund your future. But he is counting on your short attention span. He is betting that you will ignore the divine call for the sake of a digital distraction. Do not prove him right. Stand your ground. This is your war room. Do not be fooled. This ultimatum is an act of violent mercy. God is forcefully pulling you out of the pit before the walls cave in. You have been playing with financial fire, trying to manage a crisis that was designed to consume you. God is saying, stop trying to fix what I am trying to replace. He doesn't want to repair your old finances, he wants to liquidate them and give you a brand new ledger. He wants to give you assets you didn't work for, buildings you didn't city plan, and favor you didn't earn. But the ultimatum remains: alignment or alienation. You cannot have the blessing if you reject the process. You cannot have the wealth if you refuse the warrior heart. I saw the secret meetings in the chambers of restoration. The angels of accounting are waiting. They have the keys. They have the title deeds. They have the relocation papers. Everything is ready for the transfer. The only thing missing is your covenant agreement. This video is your legal document. Your attention is your signature. Your engagement is your seal. If you walk away, the document is shredded. This is why I am so aggressive tonight. This is why I am so direct. I am not here to be your friend, I am here to be your rescuer. The tide is turning, and you are either going to surf the wave of surplus or be crushed by the weight of waste. The last knock. Imagine God standing at the door of your destiny. He has knocked through pain. He has knocked through prophecy. He has knocked through problems. And now, he is knocking through this messenger. This is not a gentle tap. This is a sovereign pound. It is the ultimatum of the ages. God is about to bankrupt the systems of your enemies to bless you. He is about to shift the flow of currency in the spirit realm. The wealth of the wicked is stored, but the release valve is only triggered by the sound of a willing heart. Are you willing, or are you offended? Are you ready, Or are you resistant? The subpoena has been served. The ultimatum is active. The clock is ticking. This is the end of the beginning. The door is half shut. The transfer is in motion. My child, you have acknowledged the ultimatum, and now I must pull back the curtain to show you the invisible operations occurring in the unseen dimensions of your life. While you have been staring at the wall of your limitations, the invisible hand has been dismantling the very frequencies that kept you tethered to the ground. You have often wondered why you felt like you were banging your head against a glass ceiling, or why paths that seemed wide open for others remained fortified against you. You thought it was a lack of effort, a lack of connection, or simply bad luck. But I am here to interrupt that faulty perception. It was never about your effort, it was about your internal frequency. You were trying to broadcast wealth while vibrating at the frequency of debt. You were trying to claim health while tuned into the signal of sickness. But tonight, a quantum leap alignment has been authorized. God is changing your frequency in the background so that you can finally attract the wealth and health that have been hovering just out of your reach. This is not a suggestion, it is a sovereign reprogramming of your internal GPS. Do not be fooled by the silence of the atmosphere. In the United States, you are taught that seeing is believing, but in the kingdom, believing is seeing. The invisible hand is currently recalibrating your spiritual satellite. For years, your internal GPS was locked onto the coordinates of survival. It was programmed by the traumas of your past, the lack in your childhood, and the betrayals that told you to stay small to stay safe. But the midnight sweep has overwritten those coordinates. I am deleting the slave code and installing the sovereign frequency. You are moving from a frequency of friction to a frequency of flow. The paths that were previously blocked are not being opened by force, they are opening because you have finally become the key. You are no longer searching for the door, you have become the vibration that the lock recognizes. This is the quantum leap alignment. I have seen the whispers you could not hear. I heard the frequency of fatigue trying to static your vision. I heard the enemy whispering to your nervous system, stay in the loop. The struggle is familiar. The surplus is dangerous. He knows that if he can keep your frequency low, you will never notice the invisible hand moving the financial assets into your current lane. But I am commanding a frequency shift right now. I am deleting the interference. While you are watching this, the invisible hand is hacking into the background processes of your life. I am deleting the corrupted files of self-sabotage. I am deleting the software of sickness that has been running in your subconscious. This is a system-wide overhaul. You are being reprogrammed for dominion. Do not get fooled into thinking this is about luck. In the kingdom of heaven, there is no luck. There is only law. You are now operating under the spiritual law of divine alignment. When a plane aligns with the runway, the landing is not lucky, it is scientific. When a key aligns with a lock, the opening is not a miracle, it is a mechanical certainty. I am aligning your internal frequency with the wealth of the kingdom. I am aligning your body with the frequency of the resurrection. The paths that look dead are suddenly pulsing with new life. You will walk into rooms tomorrow and people will feel a shift in you before you even speak. They will sense a gravity of authority that wasn't there yesterday. The invisible hand has relabeled you from victim to victor. I saw the secret meetings of the architects of anxiety. They were planning to keep you out of the next level by making sure you were too busy to notice the alignment. They wanted you to be fixated on the scarcity so that you would miss the surplus as it passed you by. But I am commanding a focus shift. My invisible hand is turning your head toward the opportunity. I am deleting the distractions. I am deleting the noise of the office politics. I am deleting the static of illegal traps. You are being directed by a sovereign GPS that avoids the traffic of toil. You are on the high-speed lane of inheritance. In the United States, you are surrounded by a frequency of frantic hustle. Everyone is vibrating at the speed of stress. But I am interrupting that cultural frequency. I am commanding you to enter the frequency of finished work. A warrior who knows the war is won has a different heartbeat than a mercenary who is fighting for his life. I am changing your heartbeat. I am reprogramming your expectation. You are no longer hoping for a breakthrough, you are inhabiting the breakthrough. The invisible hand is smoothing the road ahead of you. The obstacles that used to stop you will now serve you. The Goliaths that used to terrorize you will now finance you. This is the quantum leap. I have seen the whispers you could not hear, and they were panic-stricken because they saw the frequency change. The spirits of infirmity are packing their bags because they can no longer resonate with your new vibration. They require a low frequency of fear and despair to survive in your temple, but the invisible hand has turned up the heat. You are vibrating at the frequency of glory. You are vibrating at the frequency of wealth. You are vibrating at the frequency of power. The system can no longer categorize you as broken. You have become unclassifiable to the enemy. You have moved into the invisible frequency of protection. Do not be fooled. This alignment is a global transaction. While you are reprogrammed in the secret place, the invisible hand is moving on the outside. I am moving the decision makers. I am moving the underwriters. I am moving the landlords. I am moving the CEOs. They are aligning their agendas with your assignment. They don't know why they feel the urge to call you, but they will call. They don't know why they feel the urge to approve your application, but they will approve. It is the invisible hand of divine favor acting as the broker for your destiny. You are safe in the law of alignment. I saw the secret meetings of the divine GPS technicians. They have deleted the dead ends from your future map. They have deleted the wrong turns. They have deleted the detours of delay. You are on a straight path to the inheritance. Every blocked path was actually a protection from a trap you couldn't see. But now, the hand has cleared the minefield. You are authorized to sprint. The frequency of speed has been activated. You are going to recover all in a fraction of the time it took to lose it. This is the quantum part of the leap. It defies the linear progression of time. The internal GPS is reprogrammed. This is my directive to your soul. Stop consulting your old map. Stop asking your old friends for directions to a place they have never been. They are vibrating at the frequency of the valley, but you have been aligned with the frequency of the peak. My invisible hand is pulling you up. I am deleting the gravity of your old environment. You are ascending into a new economic atmosphere. The oxygen of grace is rich here. The supply is infinite. The rest is total. I have seen the whispers you could not hear, and I am deleting them with my voice of many waters. The enemy is trying to signal you back to the old frequency, but I have installed a divine firewall. You are inaccessible to the low-level static of gossip and small talk. You are tuned into the broadcasting station of heaven. You are hearing the secrets of surplus. You are hearing the strategies of success. The alignment is complete. The frequency is locked. The invisible hand is still. Do not get fooled into second-guessing the shift. If you wake up and the natural world looks the same, trust the tuning. A radio doesn't change shape when you change the station, but the sound is different. The life is different. The information is different. You are tuned to wealth. You are tuned to health. You are tuned to power. The invisible hand has set the dial. Do not touch the settings. Walk in the alignment and watch the world conform to your frequency. I saw the secret meetings of the restorers of paths. They are paving the way of wealth for your immediate access. They are clearing the brush of betrayal. They are filling in the potholes of poverty. You are moving into a smooth season. The friction is deleted. The resistance is liquidated. The invisible hand is waving you through. You are cleared for takeoff. The quantum leap is no longer a possibility, it is your new position. The frequency is yours. It is clear. It is crisp. It is commanding. You are aligned with the architect of the universe. The invisible hand is holding your own. You are safe in the reprogramming. The GPS is pointed at the glory. Phase 2 is complete. The tuning is perfect. The hand is active. The path is aligned. The frequency is changed. The GPS is reset. The leap is guaranteed. My child, you have been reprogrammed in the frequency of alignment, and now I must take you to the vault of your lineage to witness the sovereign release of what has always belonged to you. I need you to shift your vocabulary and your spirit away from the word transfer. A transfer implies that something is being moved from one person to another, but what is happening tonight is an inheritance release. You are not receiving someone else's leftovers, you are gaining access to your own inheritance that has been held in a heavenly escrow until this very moment. You have been living like a servant in a house that you actually own, waiting for luck to find you, while the title deed was already signed in your name. God is interrupting the delay. He is declaring that your divine trust fund has finally reached its date of maturity. What was on hold is now in hand. Do not be fooled by the empty pockets of your ancestors. In the natural realm, you look at your family tree and you see roots of lack, you see a history of just enough or never enough. You see a pattern where wealth was stolen, mismanaged, or simply unavailable. But I am the master gardener, and tonight I am axing the roots of lack from your bloodline. I am severing the ancestral cord of financial toil. While you were sleeping in your anxiety, I was pruning the dead wood of generational poverty. I am not just giving you a gift, I am restoring a legacy. In the United States, you are taught that you must build from scratch, but I am telling you that you are building on a foundation of stored glory. Your inheritance has been compounding in the bank of heaven for generations, and the payout is unstoppable. I have seen the whispers you could not hear. I heard the accuser arguing that you are ineligible for this inheritance because of the failures of those who came before you. I heard him claiming that because your family tree was twisted by debt, you were destined to be bent by the same burden, but the invisible hand has overruled those legal arguments. I have deleted the debt record of your ancestry. I have liquidated the curses and reinvested the value into your current account. You are the designated heir who has been chosen to break the cycle. The inheritance is not just money, it is authority, health, and peace that has been awaiting a vessel strong enough to contain it. You are that vessel. Do not get fooled into waiting for another sign. The maturity of your trust fund is not based on your age or your experience, it is based on your alignment. Because you have survived the ultimatum and accepted the reprogramming, the vault door has swung open. This is your covenant right. You are not begging for a handout. You are demanding a distribution. God is cutting the red tape of spiritual bureaucracy. The paths of your income are being rerouted through the bloodline of blessing. You are about to experience restoration with compound interest. Every year that lack sat on your throne, the interest was accumulating. Every dollar that was withheld from your parents is being released to you with a sevenfold multiplier. I saw the secret meetings of the heir snatchers. They were planning to contest your inheritance in the courts of the world. They were drafting documents to keep you in litigation with your own destiny. They wanted you to be old and gray before you ever tasted the fruits of the kingdom. But I am commanding an immediate injunction. The invisible hand has confiscated the contested assets and placed them in your sovereign control. You don't have to fight for what is yours, you only have to occupy it. The release is absolute. The inheritance is taint-free. It is clean wealth for a clean anointing. In the United States, the system is designed to keep you in interest-bearing debt, but my system is designed to keep you in interest-bearing inheritance. I am interrupting the economic gravity of the world. I am deleting the program of poverty that was injected into your family tree 5 generations ago. You are emerging as the lender. You are the one who will finance the kingdom and fund the future. The restoration is so deep that it is rewriting your DNA. You will no longer think like a worker, you will think like an owner. You will no longer act like a borrower, you will act like a benefactor. The inheritance release has authorized your promotion. I have seen the whispers you could not hear, and they were whispers of shock from the spirit of the world. The world didn't think you would discover your inheritance. It thought it could keep you distracted with digital static until your release window closed. But you stayed in the frequency. You honored the messenger. You passed the alignment test. Now, the atmosphere is yielding its hidden treasures to you. I am unlocking the properties, the patents, and the positions that were reserved for you before the foundations of the world. This is not new wealth, it is ancient wealth finding its rightful heir. Do not be fooled. This inheritance is unstoppable because it is backed by the treasury of the Most High. There is no recession in heaven. There is no inflation in the spirit. Your divine trust fund is immune to the volatility of the market. I am commanding the relocation of resources from wrong hands to right hands. The wealth of the sinner has been laid up for the just, and you have been justified by the sweep. The invisible hand is writing your name on the assets of your adversaries. They developed it, but you will decorate it. They built it, but you will bless it. I saw the secret meetings of the divine restorers. They have calculated the losses you suffered during the years of the locust. They have adjusted for inflation. They have added the interest of intercession. The payout you are receiving tonight is heavier than the burden you carried. The restoration is symmetric. For every tear, there is a triumph. For every doubt, there is a dividend. For every lack, there is a luck's release. You are being compensated for being faithful in the famine. The roots are cut. This is the end of the lack cycle. You will never inherit your parents' anxiety again. You will never inherit their limitations. You are starting a new branch on the family tree. A branch of overflow. A branch of influence. A branch of immeasurable peace. The midnight sweep has sterilized the soil. Your inheritance is growing in nutrient-rich grace. The release is final. The title deeds are stamped with the seal of the king. I have seen the whispers you could not hear, and I am deleting them with the shout of a king. The enemy is attempting to freeze your access, but I have disabled his remote. You are in control of the keys. You are in control of the code. You are in control of the timing. The inheritance release is automatic from this point forward. Every time you breathe in this alignment, another asset is unlocked. Every time you believe, another bill is deleted. You are living in a state of constant restoration. Do not get fooled into thinking small. An inheritance of this magnitude requires a kingdom imagination. I am deleting the budget mindset. I am deleting the coupons of fear. You are moved into the realm of the uncountable. You are moved into the realm of the sovereign surplus. The invisible hand is expanding your borders. The restoration is unstoppable because it is propelled by the momentum of eternity. You have passed the point of no return. The lack is behind you. The inheritance is before you. I saw the secret meetings of the heavenly distributors. They are loading the wagons of your destiny. They are preparing the delivery for your front door. You are about to wake up to a new financial reality, a reality where you owe no man nothing but love. A reality where your namesake is synonymous with success. A reality where the compound interest of your faith is paying for your great-grandchildren's dreams. The inheritance release is the final answer to your ancestral prayers. The trust fund is mature. You have reached the age of spiritual consent. You are authorized to sign for the surplus. You are authorized to spend the blessing. You are authorized to be the head. The midnight sweep has confirmed your identity. You are the heir of all things. The restoration is complete. Phase 3 is complete. The roots are dead. The release is live. The inheritance is yours. The Virosit is unlocked. The interest is compounded. The payout is absolute, my child. We have navigated the ultimatum of the messenger, we have aligned your frequency through the quantum leap, and we have witnessed the inheritance release from your ancestral vault. But now, we reach the most critical legal junction of this midnight encounter. In the courts of the spirit, an inheritance can be released, but it cannot be possessed until the heir providing sovereign acceptance executes a formal signature. You have been standing at the collection gate of your destiny, watching the assets arrive, but you are still holding the identity of a borrower. You are still vibrating at the frequency of someone who is asking for a miracle, rather than someone who is authorizing a distribution. I am here to interrupt your passive waiting. I am commanding you to step into your royal authority and seal this transaction. Inheritance requires a signature. To move from the category of borrower to the legal entry of owner, you must execute the protocol of acceptance right now. Do not be fooled by the physical simplicity of a digital action. In the United States, you believe that a signature is just ink on paper or click on a screen, but in the kingdom, a declaration is a legal binding that shifts the atmosphere. You have spent years thinking about being wealthy, hoping for restoration, and praying for an exit from debt. But thinking is not signing. Hoping is not acceptance. The enemy has been able to block your access because you never legally claimed the throne. You remained a squatter in your own inheritance because you refused to sign the registry. Tonight, the midnight sweep is providing the ink of anointing. I am commanding you to execute your spiritual signature by typing in the comments, "Inheritance activated" or "I am the heir." I have seen the whispers you could not hear. I heard the spirits of limitation laughing, saying, "They won't do it. They are too logical to engage. They are too proud to declare." They have been banking on your silence to keep your divine trust fund in a state of suspension. Every time you refuse to speak or refuse to act, you are vetoing the relocation of assets that the invisible hand has already prepared for you. I am commanding you to disappoint the accuser right now. Break the vow of silence that poverty forced upon your bloodline. When you type those words, you are not commenting on a video, you are notifying the bankers of heaven that the heir has arrived to claim the vault. You are deleting your status as a slave and installing your status as a sovereign. Do not get fooled into delaying this command. There is a sovereign window that closes when the midnight sweep concludes. You have been negotiating with your breakthrough for too long. You have been waitlisting your own peace. I am interrupting the procrastination of the poor. A warrior does not wait for a feeling to execute an order. A warrior acts on the ultimatum. Type "Inheritance activated" to trigger the release valve of your stored glory. Type "I am the heir" to serve an eviction notice to the spirit of lack that has been trespassing on your properties. This is your legal entry into the realm of ownership. I saw the secret meetings of the divine enforcers. They are standing by, waiting for the sound of your agreement. They cannot deliver the assets to an anonymous recipient. They require the verification of the heir's voice. When you sovereignly accept this inheritance, you are activating the angels of distribution to begin the physical manifestation in your bank account, in your health, and in your home. The invisible hand has cleared the paths, but your signature is the key that unlocks the gate. You are moved from surviving to sovereign possession. In the United States, you are surrounded by a frequency of skepticism. You are told that words don't matter and that action is everything, but I am interrupting that secular delusion. In the kingdom of the spirit, words are action. Light did not manifest until the word was spoken. Your inheritance will not manifest until the acceptance is recorded. I am commanding you to vandalize the silence of your circumstances. By typing "Inheritance activated," you are aligning your earthly presence with your heavenly provision. You are claiming the compound interest of the years that were stolen. You are deleting the dead identity forever. I have seen the whispers you could not hear, and they were whispers of terror from the spirits of lack. They are terrified that you will realize your legal standing. They have controlled you by keeping you in a mental fog, making you believe you are just a borrower of air and time. But tonight, the fog is deleting. The command is live. Your signature is powerful. When you type "I am the heir," you are establishing a new law in your bloodline. You are telling every generational curse that its contract is null and void. You are inaugurating a season of surplus. Do not be fooled. This is not engagement for the channel. This is execution for your destiny. I do not need your comment to grow. You need your command to grow up into your anointing. The inheritance release is automatic only after the acceptance is authenticated. I am conducting a sovereign authentication right now. The invisible hand is scanning the frequencies for the sound of the air. Will you be found in the registry of ownership? Or will you be found in the record of the resistant? Type the word. Seal the shift. I saw the secret meetings of the lenders of the kingdom. They are looking for partners who have the courage to command their provision. By sovereignly accepting your inheritance, you are joining the protection circle of the blessed. You are moving your spiritual residence from the valley of barely enough to the throne of more than enough. The midnight sweep has sterilized the soil of your future, and your signature is the seed that triggers the instant harvest. The borrower tag is deleting. The owner crown is descending. The command is issued. This is the point of no return. You cannot hear this ultimatum and remain neutral. Neutrality is an authorization for lack to stay. Acceptance is a command for lack to leave. I am commanding you to be violent in your agreement. Inheritance activated, say it with your spirit. I am the heir, type it with your soul. You are entering the legal entry of ownership. The invisible hand has signed the release, now you must sign the receipt. I have seen the whispers you could not hear, and I am deleting them with a shout of the king. The enemy is attempting to freeze your fingers, to make you think this is unnecessary. But I am commanding a digital breakthrough. This command is your spiritual DNA test. It proves to the heavens that you recognize your Father's voice. It proves to the earth that you recognize your Father's vault. The signature is final. The inheritance is sealed. Do not get fooled into looking back at your debts after you sign. Once a signature is executed, the old ledger is shredded. I am commanding you to walk like an owner before the first dollar hits the account. You are safe in the certainty of the seal. You are secure in the protocol of acceptance. The midnight sweep has completed the removal. Your command has completed the restoration. I saw the secret meetings of the divine accountants. They are closing the books on your toil tonight. They are opening the ledger of the air. By typing the command, you are directing the flow of kingdom capital into your specific assignment. You are deleting the interference of the enemy. You are occupying the land that was reserved for you. The sovereign acceptance is your passport to prosperity. The signature is recorded. The registry is locked. The transfer has become an inheritance. You are no longer waiting for inheritance, you are walking in it. The borrower is dead. The owner is alive. The midnight sweep is your new reality. Phase 4 is complete. The command is live. The signature is spiritual. The entry is legal. The inheritance is activated. The heir is authenticated. The ownership is final. My child, you have survived the ultimatum. You have aligned with the quantum frequency. You have witnessed the inheritance release, and you have executed your sovereign acceptance. But now, we reach the summit of this midnight encounter, your coronation. I need you to understand that the midnight sweep did not just happen to give you money to spend, it happened to install you as a custodian. There is a profound difference between a consumer and a kingdom manager. A consumer looks at a surplus and asks, "How much can I buy?" A custodian looks at the surplus and asks, "How much can I multiply?" God is not looking for people to dump wealth into. He is looking for high-authority custodians who can handle the weight of the kingdom wealth. Tonight, the borrower is not just being helped, the borrower is being replaced by a manager. You are being crowned with the responsibility of the surplus. Do not be fooled by the simplicity of your current surroundings. You may be sitting in the same chair, in the same room, but in the spiritual realm, you have been moved into the office of the custodian. In the United States, you are taught that wealth is about personal accumulation, but the invisible hand is interrupting that selfish frequency. I am commanding you to realize that you are now a warehouse for the glory. The assets that have been relocated to you are seed for the sower and bread for the eater. You have been trusted with the divine trust fund because the High Court of Heaven has seen that you are ready to sustain the frequency. You are moving from a state of anxiety to a state of accountability. This is your coronation day. I have seen the whispers you could not hear. I heard the spirits of waste whispering to your subconscious, trying to prepare you for a crash. They are hoping that once the inheritance hits your account, you will return to your old habits of fear-based spending or reckless consumption. They want to see you liquidate your legacy before it can take root. But I am commanding a mental fortress to be built around your new assets. I am deleting the impulse of the impoverished. I am installing the wisdom of the wealthy. As a high authority custodian, you are now inaccessible to the frequency of loss. The invisible hand is guarding your gates. Do not get fooled into thinking that you can maintain this new frequency alone. A warrior who leaves the war room becomes a target. A custodian who disconnects from the source becomes a defaulted debtor. You have been reprogrammed for dominion, but the world static is aggressive. This is why I am commanding you to realize that this channel is not just a video source, it is your protection circle. This is the place where you come to maintain the frequency. This is the safe zone where you learn to manage the miracle. If you disconnect now, you are authorizing the old frequency to re-invade your morning. You must stay synced with the midnight updates. I saw the secret meetings of the divine mentors. They are allocating specific strategies for your new assets. They are drafting the plans for the properties you are about to occupy. But they only release these updates to those who are within the circle. By joining the protection circle, by subscribing and activating the notifications of this messenger, you are securing your line of communication with the High Court. You are telling the Father that you are ready for the daily briefing. You are refusing to be blindsided by the enemy ever again. You are staying in the light. In the United States, you are surrounded by a frequency of disconnection. People move from one new thing to the next without deepening the root. But I am interrupting that superficial cycle. I am commanding you to commit to the coronation. As a kingdom manager, you need constant recalibration. The midnight sweep is an ongoing operation. Every night, there are new deletions to be made. Every morning, there are new alignments to be authorized. You cannot manage a sovereign surplus with yesterday's intelligence. You need the midnight update. I have seen the whispers you could not hear, and they were whispers of envy from the spirits of stagnation. They are watching to see if you will drift away from this anointing. They know that if they can get you to forget the ultimatum, they can reinstall the lack. But I am commanding a seal of persistence over your spirit. You are joining a global remnant of high authority custodians. We are synchronizing our frequencies to vandalize the kingdom of darkness. Every time you return to the circle, you are strengthening your hedge of protection. You are safe in the sovereign sync. Do not be fooled. The coronation is not just for you, it is for the kingdom. You are the manager of a move of God. The wealth that is landing in your life is fuel for the fire of restoration. I am deleting the selfish signal. I am installing the sacrificial signal. When you maintain the frequency, you become a channel of overflow. You will feed the hungry, you will fund the gospel, and you will finish the work. The invisible hand is multiplying your influence. You are moved from having a life to giving a legacy. I saw the secret meetings of the heirs of authority. They are waiting for you to take your seat in the protection circle. They are waiting to share the secrets of the surplus with you. This is a war room for the financially emancipated. By joining, you are declaring that you are no longer a passive observer of your destiny. You are an active administrator. You are telling the universe that you are available for the assignment. The inheritance is released, but the management is daily. Stay synced. The coronation is complete. You have been crowned with favor. You have been clothed with surplus. You have been commissioned as a custodian. The midnight sweep has delivered the cargo. Now, you must navigate the ship. I am commanding you to walk with the gravity of a manager. Do not waste the anointing. Do not squander the sink. You are safe in the protection circle. You are secure in the frequency of the king. I have seen the whispers you could not hear, and I am deleting them with the final shout of the morning. The enemy is retreating because he sees the crown of the custodian on your head. He knows he can no longer bullock a manager. He can only oppress a slave. But you are no longer a slave. You are the chief executive of your God-given assets. The ultimatum has been accepted. The alignment has been locked. The inheritance is inhabited. Do not get fooled into fearing the future. As a high authority custodian, you design the future. You command the morning. You dictate the atmosphere. The midnight sweep has provided the tools. The protection circle provides the training. I am commanding you to stay with the messenger. Stay tuned to the updates. Your new life is a sovereign sequence of daily breakthroughs. You are exiting the video, but you are entering the encounter. I saw the secret meetings of the divine guardians. They are patrolling your new assets right now. They are enforcing the eviction of lack. As long as you maintain the frequency, the hedge remains unbreakable. You are moved from surviving the night to ruling the day. The custodian's coronation is the final seal of your midnight intervention. The shift is global. The result is glorious. The king has spoken. The message is complete. The frequency is yours. The protection circle is open. My child, as we close this midnight encounter, I must remind you of where we began. I told you at the very start that I do not need your subscription, and I do not need your approval. I stand here as a messenger of the High Court of Heaven, and my duty is to the message, not to the metrics of this world. If you choose to walk away and ignore the protection circle, you are not hurting me, you are hurting your own sovereign sink. You are effectively ignoring the very divine subpoena that was sent to rescue you from your stagnation. This is the final ultimatum. God has knocked for the last time before the door of this specific wealth transfer closes forever. I have delivered the code. I have executed the sweep. I have crowned the custodian. But the sovereign maintenance of this shift is now in your hands. If you are truly ready to stay synced and maintain the frequency of a high authority custodian, then join the protection circle now. Subscribe and turn on the notifications, not for my gain, but for your governance. Do not ignore the messenger, for to ignore the messenger is to sever the wire of your midnight updates. While you were sleeping, God was working, and He will continue to work as long as you continue to align. The problem you see today, you shall indeed see no more forever, but only if you remain in the frequency of the final night of toil. The inheritance is activated. The frequency is locked. The custodian is crowned. I have delivered my charge. The choice is yours. The shift is sovereign.